Welcome back to Shane and me. Peter Rabbit. Chapter 23. Peter introduces Mrs. Peter. It's what you do for others, not what they do for you, that makes you feel so happy. All through and through and through. Peter Rabbit. Peter Rabbit made a weary face as he listened to Sammy Jay shrieking at the top of his voice as he flew through the green forest and over the green meadows. Peter Rabbit's married. Peter Rabbit's married. He saw the merry little breezes, who, are the children of old Mother West Wind, start for the dear old briar patch as soon as they heard Sammy Jay, and he knew that they would be only the first of a lot of visitors. He hurried to where Mrs. Peter was hiding under a sweet briar bush. "Do you hear what that mischief maker Sammy Jay is screaming?" asked Peter. Mrs. Peter nodded. Don't you think it sounds kind of nice, Peter?" she asked in a bashful sort of way. Peter chuckled. "It sounds more than kind of nice to me," said he. "Do you know, I used to think that Sammy Jay never did and never could say anything nice. But I've just changed my mind. Though he isn't saying it to be nice, it really is the nicest thing I've ever heard him say. We haven't been able to keep our secrets, so I think the very best thing we can do is to invite everybody to call. Then we can get it over with and have a little time to ourselves. Here come the merry little breezes, and I know that they will be glad to take the invitations for us." Mrs. Peter agreed, for she thought that anything Peter did or suggested was just about right. So the merry little breezes were soon skipping and dancing over the green meadows and through the green forest with this message: "Mr. and Mrs. Peter Rabbit will be at home in the old briar patch to their friends tomorrow afternoon at shadow time." "Why did you make it at shadow time?" asked Mrs. Peter. "Because that will give all our friends a chance to come," replied Peter. "Those who sleep through the day will have waked up, and those who sleep through the night will not have gone to bed. Besides, it will be safer for some of the smallest of them if the black shadows are about for them to hide in on their way here." "How thoughtful you are," said little Mrs. Peter with a "How thoughtful you are," said little Mrs. Peter with a little sigh of happiness. Of course, everyone who could walk, creep, or fly headed for the old briar patch the next day at shadow time, for almost everyone knows and loves Peter Rabbit. And of course, everyone was very anxious to meet Mrs. Peter. From the Smiling Pool came Billy Mink, Little Joe Otter, Jerry Muskrat, Spotty the Turtle, and Old Grandfather Frog. From the Green Forest came Bobby Coon, Uncle Billy Possum and Mrs. Possum, Prickly Porky the Porcupine, Whitefoot the Wood Mouse, Happy Jack the Gray Squirrel, Chatterer the Red Squirrel, Blacky the Crow, Sammy Jay, Old Mr. Buzzard, Mr. Mockingbird, and Sticky Toes the Tree Toad. From the Green Meadows came Danny Meadow Mouse, Old Mr. Toad, Digger the Badger, Jimmy Skunk, and Striped Chipmunk, who lives near the old stone wall between the edge of the Green Meadows and the Green Forest. Johnny and Polly Chuck came down from the old orchard, and Drummer the Woodpecker came from the same place. Of course, Old Man Coyote paid his respects, and when he came, everybody but Prickly Porky and Digger the Badger and Jimmy Skunk made way for him with great respect. Granny and Reddy Fox and Hooty the Owl didn't call, but they sat where they could look on and make fun. You see, Peter had fooled all three so many times that they felt none too friendly. Very proud looked Peter as he stood under a bramble bush with Mrs. Peter by his side and introduced her to his many friends. And very sweet and modest and retiring looked little Mrs. Peter as she sat beside him. Everybody said that she was too sweet for anything, and when Reddy Fox overheard that remark, he grinned and said, "Not for me. She can be too sweet for me. And I hope I'll have a chance to find out just how sweet she is." What do you suppose he meant? Chapter 24. Danny Meadow Mouse warns Peter Rabbit. Good advice is always needed but also is seldom heeded. Peter Rabbit. Danny Meadow Mouse waited until all the rest of Peter Rabbit's friends had left the old briar patch after paying their respects to Peter and Mrs. Peter. He waited for two reasons. Did Danny Meadow Mouse? In the first place, he had seen old Granny Fox and Reddy Fox hanging about a little way off. And though they had disappeared after a while, Danny had an idea that they were not far away, but were hiding so that they might catch him on his way home. Of course, he hadn't the slightest intention of giving them the chance. He had made up his mind to ask Peter if he might spend the night in a corner of the old briar patch, and he was very sure that Peter would say he might, for he and Peter are very good friends indeed. The second good reason Danny had for waiting was this very friendship. You see, Peter had been away from the Green Meadows so long that Danny felt sure he couldn't know all about how things were there down, and so he wanted to warn Peter that the Green Meadows were not nearly as safe as before Old Man Coyote had come there to live. So Danny waited, and when all the rest of the callers had left, he called Peter to one side where little Mrs. Peter couldn't hear. Danny stood up on his hind legs so as to whisper in one of Peter's ears. "Do you know that Old Man Coyote is the most dangerous enemy we have, Peter Rabbit?" "Do you know that?" he asked. Peter Rabbit shook his head. "I don't believe that, Danny," said he. "His terrible voice has frightened you so that you just think him as bad as he sounds. Why, Old Man Coyote is a friend of mine." Then he told Danny how Old Man Coyote had done him a good turn in the old pasture in return for a good turn Peter had once done him, and how he said that he always paid his debts. Danny Meadow Mouse looked doubtful. "What else did he say?" he demanded. "Nothing, excepting that we were even now," replied Peter. "Ha," said Danny Meadow Mouse. The way he said it made Peter turn to look at him sharply. "Ha," said Danny again. "If you are even, why you don't owe him anything, and he doesn't owe you anything. Watch out, Peter Rabbit, watch out. I would stick pretty close to the old briar patch with Mrs. Peter. If I were you, I would indeed. You used to think old Granny Fox pretty smart, but Old Man Coyote is smarter." "Yes, sir, he is smarter. And every one of the rest of us has got to be smarter than ever before to keep out of his clutches. Watch out, Peter Rabbit, if you and Old Man Coyote are even. Now, if you don't mind, I'll curl up in my old hiding place for the night. I really don't dare go back home tonight." Of course, Peter told Danny Meadow Mouse that he was welcome to spend the night in the old briar patch, and thanked Danny for his warning as he bade him good night. But Peter never carries his troubles with him for long, and by the time he had rejoined little Mrs. Peter, he was very much inclined to laugh at Danny's fear. "What did that funny little Meadow Mouse have to say?" asked Mrs. Peter. Peter told her that, and then added, "But I don't believe we have anything to fear from Old Man Coyote. You know he is my friend." "But I don't know that he is mine," replied little Mrs. Peter, and the way she said it made Peter look at her anxiously. "I believe Danny Meadow Mouse is right," she continued. "Oh, Peter, you will watch out, won't you?" And Peter promised her that he would. Chapter 25. Peter Rabbit's Heedlessness. Heedlessness is just the twin of thoughtlessness, you know, and where you find them both at once, their troubles sure to grow. Peter Rabbit. Peter Rabbit didn't mean to be heedless. No, indeed, oh my no. Peter thought so much of Mrs. Peter. He meant to be so thoughtful that she never would have a thing to worry about, But Peter was heedless. He always was heedless. This is the worst of a bad habit. You can try to let go of it, but it won't let go of you. So it was with Peter. He had been heedless so long that now he actually didn't know what he was heedless. When he was heedless, when there was nobody but himself to think about and no one to worry about him, his heedlessness didn't so much matter. If anything had happened to him, then there would have been no one to suffer. But now all this was changed. You see, there was little Mrs. Peter. At first, Peter had been perfectly content to stay with her in the dear old briar patch. He had led her through all his private little paths, and they had planned where they would make 2 or 3 more. He had showed her all his secret hiding places and the shortest way to the sweet clover patch. He had pointed out where the lone little path came down to the edge of the green forest and so out on the green meadows. He had shown her where the crooked little path came down the hill. Little Mrs. Peter had been delighted with everything, and not once had she complained of being homesick for the old pasture. But after a little while, Peter began to get uneasy. You see, in the days before Old Man Coyote had come to live in on the green meadows, Peter had come and gone about as he pleased. Of course, he had to watch out for Granny and Reddy Fox, but he had to watch out for them ever since he was a baby. So he didn't fear them very much in spite of their smartness. He felt quite as smart as they, and perhaps a little bit smarter. Anyway, they never had caught him, and he didn't believe they ever would. So he had come and gone as he pleased and poked his nose into everybody's business and gossiped with everybody. Of course, it was quite natural that Peter should want to call on all his old friends and visit the green forest, the old orchard, the laughing brook, and the smiling pool. Probably, Mrs. Peter wouldn't have worried very much if it hadn't been for the warning left by Danny Meadow Mouse. Danny had said that Old Man Coyote was more to be feared than all the Hawk family and all the Fox family together, because he was smarter and slyer than any of them. At first, Peter had looked very seriously, but after Danny had gone back to his own home, Peter had laughed at Danny for being so afraid, and he began to go farther and farther away from the safe old briar patch. One day he had ventured as far as halfway up the crooked little path. He was thinking so hard of a surprise he was planning for little Mrs. Peter that he forgot to watch out and almost ran into Old Man Coyote before he saw him. There was a hungry look, and such a hungry look in Old Man Coyote's eyes as he grinned and said, "Good morning," that Peter didn't even stop to be polite. He remembered that Jimmy Skunk's old house was near, and he reached it just one jump ahead of Old Man Coyote. "I thought you said that we were friends," panted Peter as he heard Mr. Coyote sniffing at the doorway. "So we were until I had paid my debt to you. Now that I've paid that, we are even, and it is everybody watch out for himself," replied Old Man Coyote. "But don't forget that I always pay my debts, Peter Rabbit."